Your Instagram motivational page looks like absolute crap, and this should not be the case. This video is going to go through the account setup, page designing and content production for your motivational page. In this video I'll show you the steps I take to set up an actual page that I will be using for my self-improvement program, so let's get right into it. If you already have an Instagram account, feel free to skip this part. Otherwise, it might be worth watching. So what I've done here is I've logged into my Google account, so I've made sure everything's connected, and I'm just going to search up Instagram and click on the first link. And then what we're going to do once we get to this page is going to click sign up. And then all we need to do here is put in our email. So just put it in here. And then I'm going to put in my personal full name. And any of this you can change later because Instagram has quite a bit of flexibility, so don't worry too much. And then what I would love to do is put in this username, but unfortunately a lot of usernames that you'll put in initially will be taken from people because there's tons of pages on Instagram. So you can try adding different variants to your name, or you can do underscores within the name, but even then that might still be taken. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that similar to the structure of my email, and then I'm just going to put in a random but secure password that I will make sure I can remember, and fortunately Google should save this password. So once I press sign up, so as long as I'm double check it all and I should be happy, sign up, and that should be all good. And then I'm just going to put in my birthday. So if you're too young, feel free to lie on this. It is better to give your actual birthday, but it doesn't matter too much if you make it up. So I'm just gonna make this one up just for this account because it doesn't really apply to the person that has it. And I'll just put in this. Cool. Now what it's going to do is it's going to give me a confirmation code. So I'm going to go straight to my Gmail, and then I see confirmation code here, 974350. And then that should get me right in. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to turn off notifications for now. So fortunately I got right in. I have had other accounts that I tried to set up that it's banned or suspended my account for like 30 days or something like that, and you can contact Instagram about that. But right here we now have the general page. And now before we actually get into the setup of the actual account bio and your logo and your profile picture, and your highlights and all your posts and whatever, what we're going to do is there's a few things we're going to set up first. So I'm going to go into edit profile. I'll just close this off for a second. And now that I've got all this up, this is where you'll be changing all your information. Is I'm going to look for a section called switch to professional account. So this professional account will allow us to get lots of data and information about our page that can help us grow even further. So for this, we're going to set this up as a creator because we're more of a public figure or influencer rather than a business, unless you're trying to sell something. Then we'll just press next on that. And then it's going to ask us about a category. Now there's a few options you can pick in regards to your category. So some people will pick entrepreneur, you can select that, or you can pick something such as a motivational speaker, or maybe like a personal blog, or there's all sorts of different things that you can select your page at, and you don't have to show this, but I think just for now I'm just going to select entrepreneur for this one. And just click done, more loading. Awesome, and now our Instagram creator account is ready, so we'll just click done on that. And then that means that the basis of our account is all set up, and now it's actually time to set up our page. And so to set up our actual page, what I'm going to do is go to edit profile again. And the first thing we want to do is we want to actually set up a profile picture. So I fortunately already have one, but if you don't already, my recommendation would be to go to Canva. So I've just set up an account now, and I've connected it to my Google account. I'm just going to click personal, and that will make sure that we get Canva for free. No, I do not want Pro. And so what I'm just going to do is search up logo. and then this will come up with a range of different logo templates that you can use, and you can customize the names and the letters and the different characters used in these to actually create your logo. And the logo I'm currently actually using, which is the one you can see in this top right corner, I am only using temporarily, and so I did design it on Canva. So I'll just close this tab for now. I'll just click change profile photo, and then, oh, it's come right up. So I will click right there. And now that has added my profile. Just click back on the profile, and now we have a profile image. So profile images are quite important because it's a key part of your image for your brand. So often you'll see pages who have images that are simple text like this, or you'll see ones that have like really cool symbols or like animals on them or that kind of thing. It's not too important as long as you keep it consistent and you maintain a consistent logo so that people can actually recognize you based on what your profile picture is. Now, the next step is setting up the bio. And as much as I'd love to do it on the computer here, but unfortunately Instagram doesn't provide a lot of flexibility with actually writing bios on computers, and it's a little tricky with the emojis. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set it up on my phone. Now here I am on one of my other Instagram motivational pages, so don't mind the profile picture, it's wigging out. So I'm just going to go the down bar and open all of my accounts, and I'm just going to click add account at the bottom. Then I'll click log into existing account. Now it's going to open up this page, and then what I'm going to do here is click none of the above and then click switch accounts. And then here I'm just going to put in the same email and password that I made for the other one. And now I'm into the account on my phone, and I can see 2 followers already, likely random accounts. And now we're just going to go into editing the bio. So click edit profile, click not now, and then we'll go bio. So what I like to do for the bio is, and this has flexibility, but it's to write 3 main things that my account is about. So I will always start this off with an emoji. But before we do that, we're just going to do a bit of brainstorming, and I'm just going to write in a simple dash for each of the lines, and you'll see it all coming along. So I'm going to write 3 things that I think are relevant to my page. So because mine's linked to a program, I'm going to describe kind of what my program does, and then a little bit about more about this page. So I'm going to write where warriors are born, and then we'll add emojis to all this. I'm going to write here, this is often something you might want to include to encourage people to follow your page, is frequent content. And then what we're going to write, because my page is about self-improvement, I'm going to write everything. Well, let's see what I've done. Everything self-improvement. And then now it's to add some of the emojis. So often what people will do is they'll add emojis at the start and end, or they'll just add ones at the start. And this bio is completely customizable and you can do it how you want. But this is something you'll see is quite common and seems to work quite well. So just add spaces in front of all these. And then what I'm going to do is find an emoji that represents frequency. So I'll just have a look through here. Yeah, I reckon that works. And then often something I like to include, and I know a lot of people don't, but it is something that is worth doing because it gives people a bit more of an idea about your page, is to either write something in below this about encouraging people to either follow you or click on one of your links, or what I might do is preparing to, or training to fight the battle of life, which is a bit of a tagline that I'm using for my program at the moment. And this is all something you can completely change later on. But now if we have a look here, we can see we have quite a nice bio set up now. Okay, so now that I'm back on the computer, I've refreshed and we can see all the bio information in there. And also while I was on my phone, I added a link to invite people to the program. So now what we want to do is add the highlights for our page. So I am going to do this in Canva again. And then what I'll do is I'll open a simple template, usual template, and I'll just type in just a general pixel number. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search up Instagram story highlight covers. And what I want to do is find something that I reckon could work quite well. So I want something, and you can use anything here, and I'm pretty happy with this one because it gives me the flexibility to pick the colors. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to upload the logo graphic, and I'm going to add it in here. Wait for it to fully upload first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this again. And then I want to select, once this loads, the actual colors on this image. So to make sure I get the right ones, I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to go click this one. And then I'll click that. Now I'm going to do some experimenting because I'm not sure if I'd rather use a white. I might do a bit of experimenting. I'm going to duplicate this a few times. Oh. And I'm going to try 3 different things until I believe I'm happy. So I'll do this here, and then on the next one, I'm going to change this white to this background because I want the blue on all of it, because that's the main thing. And then this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the actual background of this piece to that. Add that over the top. Now I don't want to don't know how that would look with that one. I might just give it a try because I have the option to. We'll put this over here. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but I don't think it really suits from what I'm looking for. And in terms of these ones, I feel like this is better than that one, so I'll remove that one. Now it's between these two, so I'll give it a try to start with. So what I'll do is I want to find some symbols based on the content I'm going to post. So I'm going to search up Reels Simple because I'm going to do a few Reels. And I'll put this in for Instagram Reels, and I'll just set that to white. And I'll get an idea for the amount of pixels this is, and that's about 450. So, and then I'll just put that in the middle and then center it. And there's one highlight, and then I'll do the same for here, but then make it black. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look at these two and have a look at a few other pages. So this page doesn't have highlights, this one doesn't either. But I can see this one all have highlights. But one thing you can see in common between these three is they're all in a darker color. So it kind of shows that this kind of theme for a highlight probably works best for the page compared to this. So I'm just going to click delete on that one. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to duplicate that, delete the symbol inside, and then duplicate it a few more times. I think that's about good. So I'll just close these off. And what we want to do is create all the different highlights for the kind of stories we want to be saving. And what I'm going to do is set up highlights based on the different parts of my program and the kind of self-development things we look at. And for your page, you'll probably want to be doing it based on the content you're producing and the kind of areas you focus on. Alright, and that is all of the highlights done. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to quickly title this Insta Highlights. And then we can just go to Share, Download, PNG, make sure we're happy with all these, and press Download. And now that all those are downloaded, Whenever we actually do any stories, we can now save those as highlights and then add in the relevant highlights there, and I'm actually quite happy with all this. So now that is the main structure of the profile done. Now we move on to actually producing the content. Now to put together the post for the actual page, which is obviously one of the most important parts, you need to understand there's two different types of posts. So you got your posts, which are normally your plain images, and then you've also got your reels, which are your videos. So for the posts, again, I would like to use Canva as I believe it's probably one of your best options. So one of the ways you can do this is by searching up Instagram posts and looking at some of their examples and putting them together. But I often see these as not the best options always if you want to create something maybe unique for yourself. So again, I'm going to create a 1080 by 1080 pixel plain template. And what I'm going to do is for this one, I'm going to put, say, a Bible quote, for example. So to do this, I'm just going to add some plain text at the start. I would recommend that you pick a particular font that you use throughout your page to keep it consistent. But for my page, I'm just going to use Open Sans, and I'm just going to write in firstly my tag at the bottom. And I'll just include that, maybe change it to about 25 and put that about there. And then I'm just going to write verse, just because that's what I'm going to write for the verse. And I'm going to add information text there, just for the actual text I'm going to put in. Go expand that over here and put that in about the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up a random verse. Okay, so I will just search up Hebrews 12:7, pick a site that works good, and I'll just copy in the quote here. And then I'll just place that into there. So obviously I'm not want that to be that as well, and this to be there. But I'm not too happy with how it looks yet, because it's all quite simple, which is definitely something you want to aim for with your page. So I'm pretty happy with that. Sure, 720, there we go. Now I'm going to search up discipline, there we go. Image. We want to find something we reckon is relevant. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll search up hardship. Go to images and do a bit of a scroll. Find something I reckon could work quite well. I reckon this is an option. And don't worry about copyright too much, as with Instagram everything gets shared around. But if you want to be on the safe side, it might be worth adding in the source that you got the actual image for. So I had them in there, but clearly, as you can see, it's kind of hard to see the text. So I'll just add this 7 because that's kind of important. What I might do is I'll write shadow. Yep, I reckon this could work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size of this quite significantly. Maybe to about there. Give that a try, and I'm going to go send to back, but then send that one to back again. And that should give me the ability to actually read this a bit better, but it doesn't work too much at the top. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm actually going to click on the image and press edit. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn the contrast down a little bit on it. Maybe the brightness down. Maybe I turn the whites down a little bit. And I'll turn this back to center and bottom. And I reckon that's a lot better. And so this kind of post is something you would aim to do on your page, this kind of design. And then what you do is you make heaps of these and then add different quotes and different images and trying to keep a consistent design. So And what I'll do is I'll give you a bit of a preview of some of the other designs I do on one of my other pages. So this is very similar to what you saw there, but I've added quotation marks to this one, which I think is quite a nice touch. I've got these stoic ones, which I add here. I've got Twitter quotes, so I've got like a bit of a slightly transparent block here that allows me to put text on there, and then I've got these kind of designs of all the different parts that I've put all together to talk about different things, and I've got a bunch of designs for these kind of ones. So there is absolutely no limit to your design on posts. It's just whatever you can come up with, and you can keep trying things until you feel like you get the real theme for your site, for your Instagram page, sorry. So once you have all your post designs sorted, it's really important to look in how you're going to do your reels. So one of the options is to repost reels. So a lot of motivational pages will scroll on Instagram and find a few reels that they think are really good. And one of the key things you might want to look at when doing this is to ensure that the reels you're reposting don't have little trademarks on them. And this is mainly as you don't really want to be stealing other people's work if they don't want it to be stolen. And if you don't have, all your videos don't have trademarks on them, it shows more originality in your page. But to actually do reposting, you have a few options. So what you can do, search up download Instagram video or reels, and one of the ones I like to use is this one. And what it allows you to do is find a random video that you go, you know what, that's really good. So I'll just scroll down here and go, yep, this page, I'll pick one of their random reels. And what I can do is just copy the link and paste it in here. And once I click download, it will give me a download file that I can use to then repost it. Also, there's another option. You can download apps on your phone that allow you to just share videos, and then that allows you to just repost quite simply through your phone. And that's a really good option for a lot of profiles if you're not willing to put too much work in. However, if you would like to be more original and actually have a lot of content that was actually created by you, you have a lot of options around there. So one option you can do is to actually use audios you find on Instagram, so you can reuse audios and make videos around it using editing apps. Or another option is to be completely original with your videos, either creating the audio over the top or finding clips off YouTube and cutting them up and putting them into your videos. The options are absolutely endless. It's just about building a flow that you reckon you could follow consistently for quite a while. Now that you have all your videos and content and templates already, and you're starting to post heaps, it's good to keep a few things in mind. So one really important factor in allowing you to build a big motivational page is consistency. So a lot of people recommend to post maybe once or twice a day, and I would quite agree with that comment. If you're only posting every few days or once a week or something, that's not going to cut it, and it's not going to allow you to grow big enough. So maybe at the very minimum, keeping a post schedule of once or twice a day will really allow your page to actually grow and have heaps of content. And making sure that your content that you're posting is actually valuable and consistent and follows a particular theme will really allow you to jump up with those followers and build a really big page that then you can take to the next level later on. Now that pretty much sums it up. I hope this video was able to give you lots of advice to help take your motivational page to the next level and actually allow it to start really looking good. If you want to get some videos that go more in depth into how you can actually create reels on Instagram or more details surrounding the actual post designs on Instagram, let me know in the comments and I can look at making those videos in the future. Other than that, thank you and good luck.